long, 6 months or so?
Yeah, over 6 months.
Okay, and
It's
so
the better
when
part of a year.
first entered the hardcore elite community, was Judgment Day your intention, or did you just feel like it needed to happen after things you had experienced after already being in the community?
Oh no, God no! Like when I first joined, like I'm just a vanilla WoW enjoyer.
So he was a good boy, a honest, just God-fearing American Christian world buff discoverer
Christian.
that had no bad intentions.
Christian.
But when he saw the evil and the sin in the soul of this community,
Yeah.
he knew that there had to be divine retribution. All it takes is one bad button.
Like I said, it's my favorite expansion. I love WoW. It's just all these things started to happen, and I just, like I said, I just started to realize like it wasn't real hardcore. Like I made friends, and I still plan on playing with some of these people in the next iteration, whether it's Psalm 2 or official hardcore. But I just started realizing that this wasn't really hardcore. Like these achievements and accomplishments were meaningless.
Now, let me ask you this. I've seen rumors swirling around that you were actually financially incentivized to carry out and execute Judgment Day. People are pointing to you receiving a bunch of, I don't know, maybe like 300 gifted subs or so after Judgment Day had been executed. Were you?
Well, I don't think that he was paid off for it. I just think people were happy that it happened. I don't think he was paid off. No way. Sorry, there was an ant that got on my monitor. I had to cut him in half with the scissors. But we got him. It's good.
Paid off by someone to do this?
No, I did this because they were ruining the spirit of hardcore and vanilla. Like what they were doing was not right. I even told people not to give me subs because it was never about the money. Like I've been streaming for years. I'm not a nobody. I'm a small to medium-sized Twitch streamer. And I'll give you an example of someone like Crix. For someone like Crix to say I'm a nobody is false. It's never been about getting popular. I actually used to like Crix, and I watched his streams, but the guy's going around all over social media. I see him on Reddit, on YouTube videos, every Twitch chat that talks about me. I don't know what I did to him. Maybe he voted for Joe Biden or something and I offended him, but he's going around saying I had no followers.
You have proven your
saying
dedication to nature well, adventurer. A young adventurer like yourself has a promising future. Go in peace.
In reality, I already had a decent following. I was a small to medium streamer. Usually had.
See. He was on a spider web. I didn't even notice, but I had a spider in my He's been living in my monitor.
Cute.
He's dead now.
Yeah.
The asteroid
I
is
mean,
defeated.
the thing is, like, he streamed kind of regularly, and he streamed apparently more in April 2021, and I feel like, yeah, I mean, 20 viewers, that's pretty good. And you can see, look at the titles. Death equals Petri. Death equals Petri. Death equals Petri. Nax GDKP diaper run. Let's read some more of these titles here. Do we have any other titles? So you can see how he began to get disillusioned. You see how this is? And it was somewhere, like maybe it wasn't 6 months, because he put death equals delete, but then something happened where it was death equals Petri.
Around 100 viewers during my HC streams. So it's disrespectful for someone to say, you know, oh, he's a nobody streamer.
Oh,
and,
knows.
you know, it would actually demotivate a lot of small streamers to hear something like that.
Tiny Violin, who are you supporting in the upcoming 2024 U.S. presidential election?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm from Canada, so...
Oh, you're Canadian, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think a Canadian would be capable of this, actually. It's actually
Wow.
surprising. I wouldn't have expected that.
Let me ask you this. So you're saying you were not paid any real life money to carry out the attack. So the idea is anyone that subbed or gifted subs to you as a result of this Judgment Day execution, these are just people that are in favor of this having happened. Yeah.
Well, so, like, these players are going back into Nax after dying in Battlegrounds. Like, what do you think about that?
Let me put it this way. I am happy we're getting official hardcore servers.
Am I the only person that like doesn't really think it matters that much? Like I've always said before that like I think that like getting griefed and losing your character is like kind of cringe. It's like not really supposed to happen. So like if they go in and they do a battleground or something like that, like why do battlegrounds count in the first place, right? It's just weird. I don't know. I think it's just like I think that people's rule system with hardcore classic is like very distorted.
On which there will be no appeals or resurrections.
You should be able to do BGs. Yeah, I think you should be able to.
You know, here's actually a great follow-up question. What are your plans for the upcoming official hardcore servers? Do you plan on future Judgment Days on the official hardcore servers?
No, so I actually, like, absolutely not. I plan on leading the horde. I have an entire army that will follow me there. Like, right now, I'm currently managing 2 Nax raids on White Main Era. We started doing Nax with people literally in green gear a month ago. Like, we're doing an hour, 20-minute Nax.
That sounds really bad.
We started from nothing, and we'll be doing subs.
That sounds incredibly bad. Why would you take greens to Nax? That sounds horrible. Can't you go to a Jorgos?
And it runs soon. Like,
The
we're
fuck are you
best,
talking
we're the
about?
best,
Bad? You sound bad when you speak to me. I'm surprised, like Asmongold doesn't say a word. I'd be like, man, I don't know, man. Like, what you're saying sounds kind of bad to me. I'm not taking greens to fucking Nax. I'm not stupid. I don't care who it is. That like greens won't cut it. No. There's so many bonuses to armor and stuff and all this shit that you need to survive that raiding scene. Nope. Don't take no greens to Nax. Maybe if you're bad. I don't even like you. Some things you'll never hear me fucking say. You know what I'm saying? See, the game makes you toxic like that. More power to him. I'm sure he can do it. He did do it. I'm just saying, I'm not going to Nax with greens. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I'll check their armor and I'll be like, nope. Nope. Which is why I don't raid anymore. I'm not raiding this. I'm not raiding. Fuck that. No. Don't need to raid. This is a great game if you keep the people out of it. Mining drones. Son of a bitch. Oh, I'm not mining. Yeah, I like classic hardcore. I think it's good. I think the mods make it good.
Welcome to the Cenarian Circle, adventurer.
Turning crowd of the earth. Yeah. Oh, is it up? Yeah, it's up. Oh, scared me. Let's be very careful. That's why I want this camera. Because you have to be so careful. You gotta play it like Russ and just don't do anything that you wouldn't do. You know, take it slow. Plus you get to see everything. It's actually kind of cool.
So you have heard the first part of the aftermath of the Battle of Mount Highjall. There is much more to be told, and the task you have begun here will continue through the rest of your journey through Teldrassil and into Darnassus. While there is more I could speak to you of the Moonwells and of Teldrassil, I must send you along. Corithra's Moonrage will be expecting you. I have poured the phial of water you brought to me into this vessel to bring to him. Seek out Corithras. You will find him at the Moonwell in Dolinar. Follow the road south from Aldrassil, out of Shadowglen, and continue to follow the cobblestones as the road turns west. Mind you stay on the road, though, adventurer. There are dangerous beasts in the forests of late.
Indeed. Oh. Scared me. It'll be nice when I get aspect. I'll be so happy. I can just run around all super fast. Run speed to boots. That's all I really need. I can Iron Man this, honestly. This game is not hard. This game is not hard at all. Not like Dark Souls hard or something. This game is not fucking hard. It's hard if you raid and shit and go to Zergos and stuff and fight other guilds and stuff. But I mean, like, it's not hard to play it's not hard to do the quest line. Okay, so... Oh, yep. Okay, and how's this? Yeah, it's good, but the hobgoblins aren't doing anything. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, you. You drop target all weird, and I don't really understand that, but okay. Why herons? Why are herons attacking me? It's like, what? Like, what's up with you? Like... Okay, pull him back. Pull out the mining drones. Okay, here we go. I really like the surface thing because you can just dot anything around you and help people. It's kind of cool. Damn, we're done with this place, I guess. That's cool. Or no, maybe no. Maybe we're not done. Yeah, I think we're done. Yeah, we're done with this place. Yeah.
Greetings, young adventurer. Can you offer me aid? I have a package of herbs that I must deliver to the town of Dolinar, but I still have business with the druids of Shadowglen and cannot yet leave.
Absolutely.
Can you deliver this package for me?
Yep.
It must be sent to innkeeper Keldamir at the Dolinar Inn. It lies along the road to the south.
No problem. You're like winning this, right? Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. That sapling sucks. It looks good in this mode. I like this mode. It's a good way to add challenge to it because you can't see everything totally. I mean, I can if I want to, but I'm always going to come back to this fucking POV. This is the best POV WoW's ever had. I should do this in I didn't know, but I should do this in retail. It's actually really fun. Feels like a first-person shooter. Maybe I should get a year sub to WoW next month. I don't really want to, but just play these 3 games for like a year, you know? New World, these 4. Juicy do all them drugs. You know what I'm saying? I want that owl. I keep looking at him and I'm like, am I gonna shoot this owl? Yes, I am. Yes. Kill the fucking owl. He looks awesome. Maybe I want to modify that a little bit. And then make it shorter. Yeah. And maybe when I'm gonna come, bring this down here. Way down here. And bring it all the way the fuck over. Lock. Lock. Yep, perfect. Although, that's annoying. Yeah, put it over on the other side like that. Yep. Fucking annoying, but... Like, come on, man, like... Let me just keep it over there like that. Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah, that's good. Oh, good, I'm full? Fuck, I got another whole load? No way. Why is my thing closed? Oh, shit, I am, yeah. Damn. I did make some money today. Like, I may be able to make some... I think I'll, like... I'll work my way up to a porpoise, and I'll fly a porpoise solo. And I'll make my big money. I seem to be unharassed here.
Warp drive active.
Cool. Ancient Protector.
Are you heading to the south? To Lake Al-Amith? If so, then I have a task I might ask of you. My colleague Denelin has a camp along the eastern end of the lake where he is studying and experimenting on the plant life of Teldrassil. He requested a package of rare earths from Darnassus, and it was late, only recently arriving here in Dolinar. Can you take the package to him?
Yeah.
Go in peace. Docking permission requested.
A troubling breeze blows through the forest. Gyrolas Talbot serves as Great Warden to the hibernating druids of the Talon in the Ban Ethel Barrow Den. His duty as the chosen protector of the sleeping is to ensure their safety so that their pact with Ysera remains fulfilled. But word from Gyrolas is now delayed and I grow nervous. Travel east to Starbreeze Village and bring back a report from Gyrolas so that I can put my worries to rest, knowing my dreaming brethren slumber safely. Farewell.
Hello. I can train you in first aid techniques.
A silver. I mean, I want it. I know I want it. Save the rest for training. I have any cloth? No, but I have stuff to sell. Stuff to sell. Food and drink vendor, nice. Ooh, I like the blue. It looks awesome in this point of view.
Ishnu Allah.
Ishnu Allah.
Good luck, friend.
Ah, much better. Now I look awesome. Ooh, she's got nice boobs. I like her. She's awesome.
Your skill has increased.
I want to be a Ranger Beastmaster. I want to take Beastmaster 75 and then use it for Ranger to level Ranger, and then I have a BM Hunter. It's so cool. Could actually tank.
What brings you here?
You killed my Sprout, you idiot. Aw. Kill this thing. Go sit down. What's the progress? Oh, I have to run another ring. Yes, I do. That's okay. Ran through this ring right quick. Today's Sunday, so it'll reset today, which is good. Should use it up. Yep. Good. And then put the other one back on. I should have bought gear. I should have bought a chest piece. Thought I did, but maybe not. I guess not. I don't know. It's all good for something. Doing good there. Got to get back out. I like the sound of the water. It sounds good. Too much. Oops.
Goddess, watch over you.
$297.
Greetings.
I could buy this bow now. I mean, I don't know. I probably need it for training, however.
Goddess, watch over you.
We'll get there. Oh, I do need to set my Hearthstone. Oh, it's Halloween? It is, but can I do the event? Oh, God.
Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams. Ah, yes, the delivery of herbs from Shadowglen.
Oh, it's Halloween event. Cool.
Could not bring it himself, for we have much to discuss, he and I. But I'm glad to get the herbs nonetheless, and I'm glad you came. While you are here, please, rest yourself. Heroes must keep their strength and spirits high, and must find rest and solace whenever they may. For to neglect one's peace of body and mind is a sure path to failure. So, rest.
I think at level 5, you can go train leather crafting and skinning, which I think I would like to go do. So I'm actually going to go run all... Well, I'm going to... Yeah, I set my hearth home here. So I'm going to go run to Darnassus and attempt to train skinning and leather working before I do anything else. Because I've done this a lot, and I know that's the right thing to do.
You're right. Like, it took other guilds 2 years
And
to
a
get
skinning
to
knife.
now. Like,
There's a hut
we're
on
gonna-
the...
We're gonna roll 4.
There's a hut on the north side of the road. That has like leatherworking stuff. I would have put this in the guide. I would have been like, go to Darnassus and get your 2 professions, because it's dumb not to start early. And like already I spent a silver on first aid, and I intend to spend the other 2 silver on skinning and leatherworking, because you can sell leather. Some of these things are scary, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I have Vanish, essentially. I mean, Shadow Meld is gold. Can't believe it's every 10 seconds now. That's insane. Oh, gotta watch what I'm doing.
Drive active.
No, I love Darnassus. I love the music in it.
The grace with which I fight is not something I can teach you, but I can teach you the use of various weapons.
Alright, so I came here, gotta talk to a guard.
Of all the wondrous places within Darnassus, which would you have me direct you to? Here among the craftsmen of Darnassus, there is a millennium of knowledge for the benefit of your chosen craft. Now tell me, which craft do you find the most intriguing? As a culture, we believe in letting nothing go to waste. When we are forced to slay a creature, we take what we can to make sure its sacrifice was not in vain.
Indeed.
If you wish to learn the proper way to take the skin of a slain beast, then seek out Eladriel in the Craftsman's Terrace. Peace be with you.
The grass is soft and lush. The air is fresh, full of light and song. Everything I've seen suggests that Teldrassil is a dream come true. Why then is my heart full of foreboding?
If you're interested in sewing with leather, you've certainly come to the right place. Baldrin and Talonis are true artists, and I hope to learn much from them.
I think I've got this order bet wrong. I want to unlock this. And I want to move the chat to the bottom. Like that. Yep. And I want to put the combat log right there. And I want to lock. There we go. And then let's get to work doing that. Really, you're really gonna fuck with me on that, huh? I like the crafting in this game. It's good. Maybe I should just go skinning and enchanting. I don't know. And just sell the leather. Because I'll get all the gear I need from questing. Honestly, I think I probably will go skinning and enchanting, actually. And just disenchant all the greens I get, and I'll sell them. And I'll buy stuff and disenchant. I love it. I was an enchanter.
Your body looks worn and your spirit weary. Rest yourself beneath our
Cool,
roof
I'm a
and allow
skeleton
Aiden
for
to
a
guide your
while.
dreams.
Fucking sweet, I'm a skeleton. How long? Or where are the buffs at now? Like I don't even yeah, where are my buffs at now? Like it's almost as if I can't see them. Oh, there we go. There we go. Skeleton costume for an hour. Fucking sweet. And Mark of the Wild. Hell yeah. I'm like, why can't I see my buffs? It's like sort of weird. My buffs, they're not hidden. They're just not there. Oh well. It doesn't really matter. It's just like, why can't I see my buffs? That seems like a weird X-Pearl thing. Yep, buffs, right? Where are they? They're not there. Oh, above. I want them above. There we go. So yeah, the pet, I think will go, I don't know. Yeah, the pet will go like way up here with the pet target, yeah. Yeah, that's a big block, but that's okay. I got all this stuff blocking my body. So it's actually not a bad place for it to be. I like the UI that I built. It's beautiful. Ancient to War. See, there's a deer. If I think I can skin it now. You can target too close. Right? Can't I skin? I can. I love this game. Oh, failed attempt. The fuck? I don't remember failing. Nice skinning and ruined leather scraps. Yeah. So the other thing is enchanting and a rune copper rod. Tailoring, leatherworking. Maybe I should just be a leatherworker and make my own armor. But I mean, why? No. Oh, and then disenchant on an alt? No, I just want to be a Skinner enchanter. I think that's fine. It's the least amount of thought. Yeah, and that'll be fine. I like disenchanting. So no leatherworker, no. I want enchanting. Where is it? There it is. Gotta be so careful about falling. God damn it. Do what I say. Squirrels.
The asteroid is depleted.
Can I skin him? No? Oh. See, it does play like a survival game sometimes. See it? It's actually fun. It is what you want it to be. Oh. Yeah, he's a good sprout. Bring him. Oh, and fishing if I can afford it, but I probably can't. After enchanting, I won't be able to, but that's alright. Yeah, where's enchanting? I just saw it and I went the wrong way again. Ah, it's so annoying. No, there's enchanting.
The goddess has granted me wisdom, stranger. If it is her will, I shall pass it on to you.
Your skill has increased.
Great. If it is true I have skills to teach to those who are worthy, would that be you?
The goddess has granted me wisdom, stranger. If it is her will, I shall pass it on to you.
Why won't you train me?
The goddess has granted me wisdom, stranger. If it is her will, I shall pass it on to you.
Where's the trainer at? What? Oh, maybe it's way over there. I guess I just didn't go far enough. Okay. It's been so long. Oh, gotta be careful. The hell, man? Like, where's the enchanting trainer? I'll have to ask a guard. It's fucking annoying.
And we're gonna crush it over there.
What would you say to the thousands, perhaps even millions of people that are tuning in right now that are condemning your actions, thinking that you should be banned for what is allegedly griefing in their mind? What would you say to those people? Okay.
Well, it's not griefing. Like, that's the thing. Like, what I did was not griefing. Like I said, mentioned. It's Judgment Day. Like,
It's a very good point. Yeah, how could it be griefing if it's Judgment Day? Do you see kind of what you see the argument there? Because how could it be
Of
if
all
it's
the
something?
wondrous
How could
places
it,
within
how could it be one
Darnassus,
thing if
which
it's
would you
something
have me
else?
direct you to? Here among the craftsmen of Darnassus, there is a
honestly, it had to
millennium
be
of
done,
knowledge for
and
the
anyone
benefit
that
of your chosen
experience, like
Yeah,
anyone
it had
that's
to happen.
experienced, like what
Which
was
craft
actually
do you
going
find
on
the
would
most
understand. Like
intriguing?
people from the outside.
Right. So it's
Because
like,
the
wasn't
blade
even, like,
can never be
honestly,
too
like,
sharp,
if anybody should
nor
get
the
banned for
armor too
griefing,
tough.
it's the rest
A
of the people in
talented
the guild.
enchanter will always be
Because they're
needed.
the ones that were not
Such
really
an
quite
enchanter is
hardcore.
Taladan, who
They
can
were the
show
ones that
you
were
how to
filing appeals
properly
and stuff.
weave
So, like, if anybody
enchantments
should
to
get banned, should
improve
be
your
them.
weapons and armor.
He's the only person
Seek
that
him out
shouldn't
in the
get banned.
craftsman's terrace.
They just hear one side of the story. They just hear I'm a griefer, and and
Yeah.
they believe it, but
See-
it's just not true. It's not griefing.
The goddess has
Okay,
granted
so
me
it's
wisdom,
not
stranger.
griefing,
If it is her
but
will,
if it was, they
I shall
deserve
pass
it.
it on to you.
Is that what it is?
May the stars guide
It's just
you.
Judgment Day. Like Alex Central was right, and all these
It is
guys
true I
were
have
cheaters.
skills to teach
Like,
to those who are worthy.
there were a bunch of phonies.
Would that be you?
And someone had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. And so really it was a force of nature. It needed to happen. Somebody was going to do it. Somebody needed to do it.
I don't
So
know.
is it
Maybe
really
I better
his
go
fault for
leatherworking.
doing it when it was going to happen anyway?
Anyways, because
Do you think
like
Judgment Day having happened?
I won't get any
Hours
greens if
other
I'm not in
people- not other
dungeons.
people, you're not a griefer.
So-
Hours future griefers.
I better do what would
I mean,
benefit
there's
me
always
more.
Gonna be griefers out there.
Make my
I
own
mean, there's,
armor.
probably going to be copycats that regardless whether this happened, there's always people out there that are sick in the head and are going to try to ruin people's fun. But in the long run,
Yeah.
like guilds have learned their lesson. Like they can't cheat or there will be consequences. So short term,
There it is. There it is.
If you're
maybe it had
interested
some
in
negative
sewing with
impact,
leather, you've
but
certainly
long-term,
come to the right
I really
place.
do believe it will.
Faldrin
save
and
people.
Talonis are true
So
artists,
he
and I hope to
basically,
learn
like,
much
they
from them.
died
The grass is soft
for
and lush.
everybody else to live.
The air is fresh, full of light and song.
Oh,
Everything
I'm
is
misunderstanding.
wonderful.
There it is.
Trust
Damn it, I didn't
me,
see.
Dream
In
come
hardcore is
true.
doing things
Uh,
that
Then
are
is my heart full of
No, I'll go
foreboding.
enchanting. Because
If
all
you're
the stuff that
interested
I
in
don't need,
sewing
I'll
with
just
leather,
disenchant.
You've certainly come to the right place.
sinful.
Faldrin and Talonis are true artists, and I
You're
hope to
immoral.
learn much from them.
It is your not
No, I will train.
your option, but your responsibility to ruin the raid. It's like that is what, because it's not even really you doing it. It's just that it's happening.
Okay, and so I think we might have already kind of touched on this a little bit, but
Be
coming off on the official
crucified for them
hardcore
for the
service,
rest
do you
of
think that this
humanity, yes.
dungeon or raid griefing will continue to be a problem?
I don't think so. Who, people like to talk about like a long con or whatever, but like, who's gonna invest that much time, play with people this long, like with the intent to grief them? Like,
Most of the time, I don't think that's what happens. I think what happens is that somebody gets passed over. Like this is what happened with me one time. Is I did a GDKP raid and the raid didn't go the way I wanted it to.
If it is
So
her will,
what I did is I tried to get paid twice from the guild, from the raid leader, and he wouldn't pay me twice. Cause you know how you get in line and like then they would trade you? Well, I got in line again. And so he didn't give me the money 2 times. And so then I went into trade chat and I started spamming that he was a scammer and they wouldn't give me any money. Eventually he paid me the second time. And why did I do this? Because the raid took too long. It pissed me off. We should have killed more bosses. We didn't. The guy was an idiot. Fuck him. Because fuck him. That's why. That's right. So whenever I joined the raid, I planned on just doing the GDKP and everything going well. But because of what happened, my priorities changed. Yes, in the eyes of the law, yes, I have committed a great crime, but in the eyes of God, I am amongst him. Yep.
What brings you here?
I just don't see it personally. Like, I mean, there's some sick people out there. I don't know, but I think I think we'll be fine on official servers.
And just to be clear, that's not what you did. You did not engage in a long con. This was not your.
But this is what I'm saying though. It's like the long con idea. That's the point. Is that I wouldn't really do this to a guild. But if I didn't get Ash Condi, and that like a hunter got it instead, at that point, it might be a different situation.
Plan from day one. You were just a man that had been pushed
Yeah,
too far.
like
and
Ash
broke.
is Galar, yeah.
It's yeah, like I said, it
The
was
Judgment
just
Day.
you know, it was a fake hardcore. It wasn't real. The achievements were nothing. Like
Yeah.
you know the first guild to kill King T deserves to do it on an official server that is a regulated server. You can't cheat the rules.
Have you heard? I don't know if this is true. Have you heard this idea that this raid that you wiped the other day, sorry, that Judgment Day wiped the other day, they're just going to continue and go and try to kill KT? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think it's ridiculous.
Corrupt complexity, corrupt admins. Savior Tiny Violin brought justice. Crybaby hardcore players, Judgment Day. Based Chad Violin. I think that that's what they should have done. Like, they definitely should have. They should have said, listen, because it was how they reacted. Like, if this was me and it had happened to me,
You've come for training
I would
in
have
order
just
to
said,
pass
like,
it
well,
on to
this
your
is a
pets.
grief. We're not going to count this one. It's not a real death. Let's just do it again tomorrow after we get buffs again. And I would have just blown it up. Be like, all right, guys, see you
There are
tomorrow.
many places that you
And
might
that's
visit
it.
in Teldrassil. Tell me
So,
what
like,
you
the
seek.
fact that they took it so seriously, I think, is what really made the community hate them. How's that a grief? It was a grief. Guys, it was a fucking grief. He obviously was. That's what he was doing. This is my perspective. Is that the spirit of a hardcore game is that you can only die to things that are your fault. And I would, if I knew, if I thought somebody got griefed, I would not hold the death against them. I would not. That's where I stand on the topic. Now, we're never going to get appeals in hardcore official, so it doesn't really matter. But that's where I would stand. If I think somebody got griefed and they died to a person with malicious intent, then I wouldn't count the death against them. Because if I did, then I would be being used as a tool to exact somebody else's retribution, which is not necessarily what I would want to be. So that's why I would do that. However, it doesn't really matter what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, Blizzard is going to do it the way they want to do it. They don't give a fuck. So that's it. Yeah, they don't care. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff happening in official hardcore. This is going to be awesome. This is way more, I mean, what's more entertaining? Watching them kill a boss or watching them die on a boss? I don't know. Why do you watch NASCAR?
Like these players went into battlegrounds. The same people that said we're never gonna do raid appeals. Now all of a sudden they're doing raid appeals. It just shows they don't care about the spirit of vanilla. Like,
yeah, I disagree with this. Like, on a fundamental level, I think that dying in a battleground isn't the same as dying out in the open world or in a raid. Like, I don't think that they're the same thing. It's a completely different function of the game. But sure, it's like saying logging out is dying because your character disappears. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
like, first of all, you're appealing a death, a raid death that they claim is griefing, and then they step into battlegrounds and they die 20 times in battlegrounds. Like,
Yeah.
like how can these players like sleep at night knowing that they died?
How can he just-
Oh no, here it goes. I'm dead already.
Viewers like
I
you
can't believe this.
dying from grief.
Did I die? I don't know. I don't know.
It's intended by mistake.
I left combat.
Well, they did make a mistake. They made a mistake
Wow.
by playing a game that's managed by a company that
Oh
has
my
a
God.
hands-off policy on everything.
Close.
You made a mistake by playing a Blizzard game and expecting it to be anything less than a joke. Anything more than a joke, excuse me.
Wow, that thing like popped on top of me. It
just
sucked.
by going on and playing that realm at all, you are a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's a bit better of a view. It's like less myopic. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the current Petri Flask meta?
Uh-oh. He's not gonna like this one.
I honestly, like, I think it's kind of like, so
Actually, no, I don't think Petri Flasks are problematic at all. I don't mind them at all. I think they're fine.
The thing that I don't like is you can leave the group and get magically teleported
Yeah, I think they're
to your personal location. So I understand it's in the game. I'm not a big fan of it, but I mean I understand if it's like an intended Blizzard mechanic. Like I understand that it's totally fine to use it. Like I honestly have no problem like or anything. Like, if you can do it in the game, like yeah, it's fine for people to use it.
Okay, and so presumably you chose Four Horsemen specifically because of the way that Petri Flask interacts with the stacking debuffs, right? Was that part of your judgment here?
There it is. This is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. The chain beam is GG's. It was all calculated.
Of course it was.
Okay. And once again, so what are your personal plans for the upcoming hardcore servers?
Like I said, I'm gonna lead the horde. I'm gonna bring my army over there, and you know, it's gonna be it's gonna be challenging, obviously on horde side, but we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna try to clear as much content as we can.
Yeah, I mean, so he's just really trying to have fun in hardcore WoW. He's not trying to have fun in.
I was once given an emerald dreamcatcher from Garolus Talvethan, the warden of the druids in the Ban Ethil Barrow Den. This powerful amulet is able to siphon energy from the emerald dream, bestowing luck upon those who carry it. Sadly, I have not been able to retrieve it from my dresser in Starbreeze Village. Although Starbreeze was once a tranquil place, it has now succumbed to the corruption of the furbolg that reside there. Perhaps you would be willing to recover my dreamcatcher, adventurer. I must warn you, adventurer, this matter must stay between us. The satyr are enough of an embarrassment to us already, and this one is much too close to home. He is called Lord Melanus. He resides in the nearby cave of Fell Rock, where he has gathered a large group of Grell warriors. His heart is black as night, and he plots something most foul. You must find him within his nearby cave just to the north of here, and bring me his head.
Oops.
I am hungry. Feel free to browse. May the stars guide you.
Quickly, considering you died during Judgment Day as well, have you deleted your hardcore character last year?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
So, right? Because I saw his
Because
picture.
remember what happened with Jesus? Is that Jesus also had to die to cleanse the sins of mankind. And then he left this world. You could say his character was deleted. Do you remember that?
Where Calamity had invited you to actually continue on in Naxxramas with them.
I think she was just memeing. But yeah, like that character is deleted. To be honest, I might transfer the character to Playmate.
ask you this. Considering that you have sort of a known, well, let me ask you first another question. I've seen clips of you where you're purging world buffs or multi-box of 9 or 10. How many accounts do you multi-box?
I think I would stream about 16 accounts at the same time.
Jesus.
They were like it wasn't using software. It wasn't using like input software when I was multi-boxing it.
Okay, so would you consider that to be griefing?
No. It's literally an intention mechanic. Like it's world PvP. Like there's zero griefing. It's an intended Blizzard mechanic, so absolutely not.
I would say it's clearly not, because Kevin Jordan said that it was not intentional for some world buffs to be magic. There was no real intent. It was completely unintended. But Blizzard, the thing is though, Blizzard could have changed it. All they needed to do is go into the files and remove the magic modifier on that world buff.
I
Did they
see.
do that?
You were sent by
The
Teneron.
answer
Well
is
then,
no.
it would seem we have much to talk about, much to
They
do,
didn't
and
even
little
try.
time to do it in. I think we'd best get started.
And since they didn't change it,
First,
it became a yes.
Let me
Blizzard
tell you more of the
intended
task you must complete.
on making the
Druids
game
in Darnassus
easily
use the
griefable.
water of the moon wells of
This
Teldrassil,
was their design.
and their moon well must be replenished from time to time.
Blizzard wanted
Using these
Judgment
specially
Day.
crafted files,
You pushed no
you can
changes.
collect the water
I
of the
pushed
moon
no changes
wells.
as a foundation.
Take this vessel to the moon well outside of Starbreeze Village to the east,
Does
and
that make
fill
sense?
it with
I
some
think
of
the
its
game should
waters.
release with no changes.
Then
Yeah.
return to me. When you have completed your
Yeah, because that
task,
mark you
I shall
understand
continue
is-
the story where Teneron left off.
They wouldn't do that because it takes away from the free pass experience. Did people, I don't think people purged the world buffs back in the day, did they? I don't think so. I think that like world buffs are one real thing, and I was like, I didn't even know about world buffs. I didn't know about that. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, is there something that you would consider to be griefing? What is an example of griefing?
Appealing hardcore character.
Give me a second. I guess like okay, I'll give you I guess an example I can think of is like if you're stealing gold in the GDKP, like that's griefing. Like, maybe you're like the master looter and you run away with like 200,000 gold. That's griefing.
Yeah, sure. No, I think it's fair. I think it's also maybe you could just say like, this is not your take, but it would have been fair to say I don't think anything is griefing. All right. I'm being asked to quickly ask you what is your affiliation with the guild Frontier, which is, and for those in the chat that don't know, Frontier is a guild that is racing for everything I think on the upcoming artists. I heard that you were in Frontier, but now you're not. So what is your relationship to them?
My opinion with griefing, what is griefing, is doing anything that is intentionally trying to disrupt the gameplay experience of the person against their consent in a way that's not intended by the game. That's just generally what I think griefing is.
Like I'll be honest, they booted me, and I mean I don't blame them. Like my original plan for hardcore was to roll on Alliance and push for like world first clears, but
Paladins are better.
yeah,
Makes
like I said,
sense.
I got booted, and I mean it is what it is. I mean I would never expect them to bring me to a raid after that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were kicked from Frontier as a result of the Four Horsemen.
And you remember what happened with Jesus again, is that originally people welcomed Jesus on Good Friday. They welcomed him, Ash Wednesday. They welcomed him with open arms. They loved him. They thought he was amazing. They thought he was great. And then after he had to hold on to his ideals and his integrity and uphold the values that he was sent by God to represent, the people hated him.
Yeah, exactly.
got Horde on it. And so those people on the Horde are presumably totally willing to.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Like, yeah, like I said, I mean, I've been playing, you know, from private servers, classic WoW, SOM. So I mean, I've always had a pretty big following. I'm, you know, GM of a guild. I have a bunch of, you know, loyal soldiers that, you know, they want to play the next faction with me. So.
Let me ask you this: even though you might not consider the sort of account multi-boxing dispelling situation as technically reaping, I think a lot of people would. So, as an extension of that, people are sort of asking this question, scratching their heads: why would Hardcore Elite invite you to their guild and have you tank bosses for them, given that sort of gameplay history? Do you think that's a fair question, or could you maybe shed a sight on that?
Well, like I was a good tank. Like I was actively helping the guild. I do believe that
He's like,
I only got that far because
he's
I was
such a
helping
bullshit artist. It's
not only
hilarious.
in the actual raids, but like outside the raids as well.
I think he probably does this in real life too, where he's like, yeah, it's just not my fault somehow.
You know, teaching players.
Yeah, you
you
know.
know, teaching them their rotation. You know, how important raid debuffs are. So, I mean, I was an asset to the raid, you know, inside the raids and outside.
So one point initially, you're saying this raid was sort of in shambles prior to you stepping in, with your debuffs were sloppy, the bots were sloppy, everything there, raid shooting was terrible. Is that your take?
Well, yeah. So, for example, like when I first started playing with them, there was never fairy fire on the boss. Like the druids did not understand like how important that. If you have 20 melee in the raid, like that's a very important debuff. The warlocks are like letting like curse of elements fall off for like long periods of time. Like they just, no one was tracking that stuff. No one was tracking fairy fire. They refused to
How do
use
they not
Crook
do
Exposed
that?
armor, and it just didn't make sense to me. Like I'm telling them, like, guys, exposed armor. Like, why are we not running this? Like, we have 6 rogues in the raid, and it was just, you know, so I had to fight with them. It's, you know, so you focus, use about threat. It's play alliance, you have salvation. You need these more raid debuffs. The faster the boss dies, the less risk there is for, you know, someone dying in the raid. You need to burn the bosses down ASAP.
So, someone might even be able to make the argument, if they're to believe this story, that the only reason Hardcore Elite made it to 4 Horsemen at all was because of your guidance and oversight.
Yes. Yes, it's again. He's raising the cows up. You gotta feed them. You gotta bring them out on the range. Let them eat the grass. Spend the time out in the sun. Grow up. Get big. And then you take them to the slaughterhouse. That's just how it is.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't think they would have gone that far without me. Like, they wouldn't even have had, you know, fairy fire up on any of the bosses in Max. And, you know, that's when stuff starts to get hard. That's when, you know, like, you know, typically guilds are, you know, farming the older content for, like, months and months. And, you know, we didn't have the same gear levels. Yeah, without my help, like, there's no way we would have made it that far.
Oh, my camera
So,
went away.
I guess if that's the case,
There we go.
one might even say that
Sorry, guys.
Hardcore Elite was lucky to even have a recognition because you're the one that brought them that far.
That's true. Yeah, they would have never been in this position to begin with if it wasn't for him. So why could they be mad at something that he gave them whenever they wouldn't have never even had it?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
They were
Totally.
lucky.
Who knows how
They were
far
lucky,
They made it
yeah.
without me. Like,
Yeah.
True.
I played a very key role as the 3rd tank. Like,
The Lord giveth
you know,
and the Lord
people
taketh
ask, like,
away.
why did they put me to start on Celiac? Well, I was their 3rd tank. They trusted me. Like,
Yep.
it's a no-brainer to put me on Celiac.
It's just what makes
All
sense.
right. I think I've asked you all the questions that I've wanted to ask. Are there any maybe final thoughts in the chat or the people tuned in that you would like to express before we part ways?
Yeah, like I just want everyone to know that I'm still playing scripted with Calamity.
Well, that's good to know.
You didn't even know how to respond.
You know, I actually thought of one final question. What would you say? I already asked you what you would say to the people, billions of people around the world tuning in right now. What would you say to the 36 hardcore elite raiders that are presumably very upset at you? What would you say to those people?
Like I understand they have, you know, every right to be upset with me. Like, but you know, I don't think like they aren't all upset. Like some are actually thanking me.
Oh yeah, thanking you. Yeah,
Thank
they're
you.
thanking
Who's
you. Yeah, they're
thanking
thanking you. Yeah, in his
Who's
mind,
doing
they're
this?
thanking him. Yeah, in his mind, they thank him for
Obviously
everything
some
that he
of them are upset
does.
with what happened.
Fucking crazy people.
That's their choice. Like I said, I can show you the screenshots. And
Oh my
some of these
God.
videos are, you know, actually they actually want to play with me in the next fresh.
Yeah.
This is something I haven't seen. Maybe you would know this. Have any of these 36 people come out and publicly defend you?
Honestly, I don't know.
Is defeated.
I haven't really seen much.
Listen to this guy bullshit his way through life. It's
Yeah.
actually very funny.
Oh, it's a good one.
He's like Trump or something. He's so stupid.
No, that's fair. I mean, you could imagine if someone.
Imagine being this morally
you know,
bankrupt.
That raid team was happy with what you said, or I'm sorry, with what you did. You could
Ooh, look at all that.
imagine
It's
if
King's
they
Ransom and skins.
exercised that they might
Yeah.
You mentioned
Makes
Calamity as well interview. I have not seen that yet. Is there anything that
Uh-oh.
was brought up in that interview that you disagree with, or if you want to add any more notes or commentary to that while we're still here?
No, I think.
I can't wait to get a pet. It's so much less
Basically,
annoying.
what Calamity said on the interview, I told you. She just talked about how, you know, a big part of the raid for her here and how we played scripted together. But besides that, I mean, I don't.
Look at the guy in chat. You ain't gonna press him at all, Steve?
Nice, 800 more and I'm
Okay
17.
with
Fucking
this?
sweet.
Let's see what his logs are in my chat. Yep. He's got logs in my chat.
I'll be able to sell some stuff, definitely. Sweet. Hopefully.
No, he doesn't. He.
Oh.
No, it's just yeah. He just talks about classic WoW. That's it. No, it's nothing exciting. Just a classic WoW boomer.
Okay. One final question because the chat is mad that I'm not going hard enough on you.
One guy.
Over the last 3 days, have you taken every meal round because you can't stand up yourself?
No, not at all. I don't regret. It happened. Like I said, I needed to.
Yeah.
So you might have even put up even more viewers.
Yeah.
All right, Tiny Violin, I really appreciate you talking. I appreciate it. I think this is going to add some insight and maybe clarify some of the details of this event. You understand? I don't know if you understand. This is my take at least. This over the course of Classic WoW, you have a very small set of sort of like epic gamer moments. You've got the Serenity funeral raid. You've got Leroy Jenkins. You've got I don't know. So there's a couple situations like this. You've got the corrupted Ashbringer being ninja looted by a warlock.
That's a good video.
I think this one's up there. This is like a top 10 World of Warcraft moment. I think probably.
I think it's a top 10 classic WoW for sure.
One of those moments.
It's definitely a top 10 classic WoW.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is it was never intended to be that. Like, at the end of the day, it was just Judgment Day for cheaters. Like, I honestly didn't. I never expected this to happen. Like, I never expected, you know, Asmund
Like that video, I think now has over 1 million views.
Oh, okay, so that being the case, if you could go back in time, if you could rewind 4 days ago, would you change anything or do anything differently?
No, I wouldn't.
Smart.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There it is. I think
That's
that's
all I
probably a
got.
very powerful final statement. Tiny Violent, I appreciate you talking
I
about that.
would.
He regrets it.
Yeah, I appreciate the interview.
And there it is. Judgment Day.
For
It
noobs.
was only a matter of time. It was not about the characters. It was not about
Your skill has
fear.
increased.
It was about sending a message. And that's it.
Your skill has increased.
Oh. Doing some something.
An update to the Fifth Horseman accident. Classic hardcore streamer and hardcore admin Calamity Hardcore has announced the admin team, which makes up some members of the raid, will allow anybody who died in the event of Tiny Violent's actions to appeal their deaths and resume their next run.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go ahead and watch the clip real quick, and then we'll read some of the comments and listen to what they have to say.
What we're gonna do, we're going to allow anyone who died we had a rule in the raid. We were not going to appeal in the raid because we wanted to avoid situations like someone not understanding the Baron law and people going, well, you know what, guys? That seems like a grief. We should appeal that. We wanted to avoid the situation. Because in our naivety, I don't think we genuinely believed that someone would spend a year gaining our trust to grief us.
Should have expected that.
I thought humanity was better than that.
Nope.
But, you know.
Not at all.
We're wrong. That's okay.
Not even close.
So, we're gonna let everyone who died to TV appeal. You know,
So what do people have to say? By the way, I think they're making the right call. They approved bad appeals during leveling. Made every effort to metagame in front of hardcore. Why is this surprising? Do you have any evidence of this? Let's see. Does he have any evidence of it? They really don't. They just love to meme about it. Fortunately, we won't have to worry about this at all. Come official. Okay, so there's no evidence. You just made that up. Okay, death equals appeal. Softcore. So hardcore only applies while leveling and doing mundane tasks. So
Your skill has
this is
increased.
Softcore, that's why I gave no fucks about this. So hardcore rot away. I've
Gotta
always
pee and get
thought,
something to
and
drink
I will
here after
repeat
this
myself,
crap.
I think that hardcore WoW is always kind of. I think it's always kind of been like a joke, in my opinion. It's like people that are like trying to play hardcore.
Your
Super
skill has
Mario
increased.
Or hardcore tic-tac-toe or something like that. It's a very easy game that just takes a lot of time, and You know, if you play it like a pussy, there's no way you'll ever lose. Like, I don't see the. I've really
Yeah.
never understood it. It's fun to watch people die. But like, you know, somebody that like actually places value in it, I can't even begin to understand. So yeah, I definitely I definitely see that. However, this is like my perspective and the way that I see it. Okay, is that is griefing against
Okay, guys,
the
I'll be
rules
right
or
back.
not?
Sorry.
Like if you get
Just gonna make sure I'm
griefed
safe.
in a game, or sorry, in hardcore WoW, like somebody brings a dragon on top of you, could you, like, and it kills you, is that griefing? Like, that's obviously griefing, right? And griefing, if you get griefed, you should be able to appeal, right? Yeah, it's a bannable offense, right? Yeah, it's part of the game. Well, yeah, but you can appeal to death. Well, no. Isn't griefing bannable even in retail? Oh yeah, it always has been. Imagine somebody bringing a tiger IRL to you. Yeah, of course. That's the risk. Yeah, they invited a known griefer. It shouldn't be appealed. Well, like, I don't really think that matters. I actually don't, because like they didn't think he was going to do it. Like I really don't, because like the intent of the individual matters. Like yes, they were naive and stupid to do that, definitely, but I don't think that like, for example, if you leave your car unlocked and somebody steals something out of your car, are you stupid for leaving your car unlocked? Yes, but did somebody still steal something and they should be pursued, or you know, police should arrest them if they find out, you know, who it was? Yes, of course. So like both people can still be stupid. It's not like if you leave your car unlocked, everything inside the car is free. So I don't like this idea that just because like they made a lapse in judgment, this somehow makes it okay to take advantage of that. It's very, very bad line of logic to go down. So I think that fundamentally the rules in Classic WoW, the essence of the rules in my mind is that deaths in Classic WoW should only count against you.
Hello, adventurer. If you'd like to learn
that
a
is
thing or two about
fundamentally
cooking,
what
please
the
visit
essence
me
of
at
the
any
game
time.
is. So that means if you get disconnected and like you come back and you're dead, that means if somebody pulls like a mob on top of you and it AoEs you, that means like if somebody somehow gets your character killed while you're in Stormwind, that means if you like clip through the ground and you like fall to your death inside an instance, all of these things are all these are all things that should not count against you, and they do not count against you in hardcore WoW. Like none of these things count against you because you can appeal all of them. So what I'm looking at, instead of like again, like the rules that are written down don't matter, because like the rules are what really the rules paint a picture of an ideal. And what really matters isn't the
Long ago,
rules,
the night
it's
elves
the
were
ideal.
called the
And I think
Caldore,
that the ideal
a name
is
that
that
means
griefing
children
should
of
not
the
count
stars.
against an individual.
Learning of the
Because
past
it's
is an
something that they
important step
cannot
in your path
really
as
fully
an
control.
adventurer.
And like you can't
So
control
listen
another
well to
player
what I
at
have
all.
to tell you.
So
The Caldore have
I
always
think that if
taken much
you
pride in
allow
their
somebody
harmonious
to
relationship
grief
with
another
nature.
player
This
and then
means that
have
we
that
only
death
take
stick,
from nature what is necessary, and that we return in kind. This balance has afforded us much, adventurer. Go out and collect 7 small spider legs, no more than that, and return to me.
Warp drive active.
Can't charm zombies, right? I don't think so. So ZP, I need
Docking permission requested.
I'm done mining for the day. It's
Docking
been like
request accepted.
8 hours of it. I think that's enough. It's like it kind of wears on my psyche to have to like monitor it all the time. So I'm gonna stop doing it now. I think 8 hours is pretty dedicated. I enjoy this immensely.
All you're doing is empowering the griefer, and you are fundamentally siding with a person and giving a person with tremendous malicious intent
164, not bad. Did pretty good today.
Like basically you
40
at
million or
this point,
something.
the rules are being used as a tool to hurt people who are innocent. If you buy a bird, don't be
After a
surprised
couple
when
of
the church
days,
goes,
I'll just buy a
"Yes, that's
Gila and go back to
definitely
level
true, but
4s.
people
It's
thought that
easier.
it was not a bird,
I mean,
that's
it's more money. I
definitely
mean,
right. And
it's
again,
not
if you
easier.
buy a tiger,
I'll
or
buy a
something
better
like
ship,
that,
maybe. I don't know.
and you buy a dog.
See what
a
it
lot of
takes
times
to fly a
if somebody buys
porpoise.
an animal and the animal kills somebody, well, yeah, obviously this was stupid to buy this animal, but they still put the animal down, right? Because it's just dangerous. The hate watchers for hardcore are going wild today. Well, we'll look at a few of the comments. What if everyone was burned out and they decided not to show KT kill because officials coming out, but to build hype? I don't really think it does that. Yeah, I don't think so. Has it been proven 100% that it was meant to be a grief? If so, then they should appeal. Well, like, okay, so actually this is very, very good insight. Very good way of looking at it. If the guy that griefed them in the hardcore Nax raid went out and said, "It was I, Dio Brando, all along. I did it. I wanted to kill you all along, and I earned your trust for a year. I was friends with you for a year, and I did all these things just so I could kill you at the 11th hour." And he said that. Would you say that it was appealable? Would it be appealable if he outright admitted that it was a grief? No? Well, I think it would be. No, it's softcore at that point, hardcore or not. I don't really think so. I think that's just, it's binary, silly thinking. So what's really, I guess here's an interesting thing, right? Is that what is really the punishment for a person who does something that's bad? Because this is a big problem that WoW has had for a lot of years, is that there is effectively no punishment for bad behavior. And because there's no punishment for bad behavior, well, then you just have a lot of bad behavior. And has that been good for the WoW community? Like, is WoW a better game because of that? I would say absolutely not. It's been horrible for them. The mass report system is a great example. Yes. So if you allow the utilization of tools to be used in a malicious way, then you are effectively being a tool for the malicious, right? So I think that the intent of the rules is to make sure that players don't get fucked over. Possibility of being permakill due to malicious sabotage is something hardcore players were aware of whenever they chose hardcore. One could even argue it's part of the appeal. I don't really think that's the case, because if somebody was going around, so like, what's really the functional difference between
Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll BRB.
like a NPC on top of you and like intentionally
I'll pause it, but I always forget to
and
start it, and I
somebody
lost
does it in
time
a
today
raid?
because of
You
that.
could
So.
say that, oh well, you chose to join the raid, which is kind of true, but you also like there. Like, why would it matter who it is if you say it doesn't matter who
Sorry.
it is? Hardcore player mentality is trolls a part of the gameplay? Well, that's not true. Apparently it's not. There's people that don't think that. Because he has no argument. It's personal standard that means nothing to anybody else. Yes. I brought it up. As you said, there's no way they could have known that he would do this, all I'm saying. No, I didn't say that. I explicitly didn't say that. I said that griefing, I was talking in a general state. That if you played with somebody who randomly betrays you after 1 year, just in a general sense, that's not your fault. Like, I never was talking about this specific thing. Does that make sense? Like, I was just talking about it in a general sense of there is no added difficulty of avoiding being griefed because you can have something like this happen that is so long-term that there's no way for you to realistically prevent it. That's all I said. That was my point. So yeah, dude griefed once, that's one too many times for him to ever earn my trust again. Yeah, but does that, like, I don't understand why people are attaching themselves to the argument of that he was a griefer, so then they're wrong, whenever in their mind, even if he wasn't a griefer, they'd still be wrong. Why are you even using an argument that doesn't have anything to do with what the point of view is? It doesn't even make sense. It's so, like, what's wrong with I guess, I mean, these are the people that got filtered from Old War, right? So, I mean, I guess it makes sense that they're not very smart, but still, I mean, God, this is embarrassing. This could be abused. Well, aren't these people being abused now? I mean, aren't you choosing between two groups of people that are being abused? Like, I don't understand. What's the logic in that? I feel like a big argument people are using is if you get to appeal X, you get to appeal Y. Okay. This is what I think. All right, I'm going to write out, this is the verdict, okay? The guild is not at fault for the deaths. Official hardcore realms cannot allow appeals. Griefers should be banned. Being griefed is not the player's fault, even if they can mitigate its damage. Okay, why can't they allow appeals? Because I don't think Blizzard has the resources to do that on a large scale. So, I think this is obviously, you should be able to appeal a grief if, no matter the circumstance. If the evidence provided is substantial, enough. So these are the things that I think. Okay? It's that simple. How do griefers stand trial? How are they convicted? Well, the people that run it make a decision, and then that's it. If they are seriously publicly punished for griefing, then they could handle the appeals, maybe? Yeah, but that's not really going to happen. You can't know for sure if he griefed. Let me give you a little bit of a surprise. In every single court case that's ever happened, nobody knows for sure that people are guilty. 99% of court cases, they're not 100% sure. They're like 90% or 95 or 98%. 2 and 5 are contradictory. Oh, you're right. This is before Hardcore Realms. Hardcore official. Yeah, I just mean like in the current state that it is now. Yeah, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. I think that it is a... Is it, like... It's obvious that he did it on purpose, right? I mean, come on. I don't think Blizzard Hardcore was related, yes. Dean said Calamity's bubble hearth before, they're cheating piece of shit anyway. Am I the only person that thinks that this entire hardcore thing is fucking ridiculous? I've said this for a year now. This is just so fucking stupid and ridiculous. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Watching bots do a one mechanic boss and then something goes wrong and they just... Oh my god, Petri! It's so pathetic. Classic Hardcore official servers will be dead after a few weeks anyway. Well, of course it will be dead. Because whenever you have a player that's able to do something like this and ruin everybody, like, the worst thing to happen, so this is how you create toxicity in games. You create toxicity by creating mandatory or pseudo-mandatory friction between players in which one player can negatively affect another player's experience. That's how you create, that's how like 95% of toxicity in video games is created in an abstract sense. And the fact is that with Hardcore WoW, like, why wouldn't somebody wipe their group? Why wouldn't they do this? Because Blizzard can realistically, they're never going to be able to tell whether somebody's actually griefing or not. And they probably won't ban somebody unless they admit it. So you're going to have people constantly that are wiping raids, getting people killed, and they're doing it in a soft enough way to where it's very hard to tell whether it was on purpose or not. And this happens for a few times, and it's like, why would anybody want to play a version of the game that they could just randomly have hundreds of hours of their time wasted?
Always remember what I have shown you today, adventurer. You are part of the balance that the Night Elves strive to keep intact, even during troublesome times.
The essence of Hardcore WoW, I think, is that death equals delete, but I don't think it's very fun or interesting whenever you just die because of somebody griefing you. And then, okay, well now it's over. Yeah, they could have, play softcore then? Well, why not just have it, instead of having, why is it so hard for people to accept that people might want to play hardcore, but they don't want to surrender the entire state of their character to fate or a malicious actor? Like, isn't there a middle ground here? I think that there is. For me, hardcore is just a single player event, taking time with the games. Yeah, I think so. Not in hardcore? Well, that's what's going to happen with Blizzard's hardcore servers. And all I'm saying is that it's going to create a ton of toxicity. It's going to make people even more mad at each other. It's going to... I think it will kill the servers. I don't see this lasting for very long.
Oh, come on.
Because as soon as people realize they have this much power, and all they have to do is risk an account for it.
My goods are
like as soon as somebody's ready to quit the game, they're gonna do this. Like how many videos have you guys seen back in the day of people that ninja loot like a chest or something like that before they quit a game? A lot of them, right? Like I used to watch these regularly, like all of these ninja loot videos and stuff. You? Oh no, I never quit. But yeah, so like why would if you were in hardcore WoW, like wouldn't you love to do that? Like you quit, you don't like your guild anymore, and you just fucking wipe your raid? Wouldn't that be fucking awesome? And then all of their characters are gone and destroyed, and that's it, and there's nothing that they can do about it, and you get to quit the game and you destroy everybody else in the process. Wouldn't that be awesome? Absolutely. Because fuck them, that's why.
I'm gonna get something to drink.
Yeah, especially if they ever BM'd you. Yeah, exactly. You feel like you got skipped for Ashkandi, you deserved it, the other guy didn't. Well, guess what? Now you killed everybody in the raid because you taunted the boss while he was casting Shadow Flame Breath. And everybody's dead, and you're quitting the game anyway. You've got to go back to college. So fuck you guys. I'm taking my toys and I'm going home. Yeah. That's actually how it is. I think you take that risk running the raid with anyone. It's malicious and you put yourself in that. Well, I think that I think that you do take that risk, but the fact that there is a risk with that is going to mean that nobody will enjoy doing it. What do you think about the 4 Horsemen placement? Calamity herself said the boss was in the wrong place. No. Enough evidence for wrong coin or my bad. Come on. So anyway, let's see here. We'll read some of the posts about this. There were 700 comments about this situation. It's the top voted post on Classic WoW. Yeah, it's going to kill rating. Yeah, it's going to completely kill rating. If a tank accidentally pulls an Ixia because he lags, how do you prove he's griefing? You can't. You take the risk of getting hit by a car when you go outside so you can't complain whenever you get hit. Yeah, exactly. It's a very silly way to look at it. You can only make this massive mistake once. It's clear that if this happens again, it's a grief. What do you mean if it happens again? What are you talking about if it happens again? There's no... It can't happen again. On the official realm, the characters are dead. They're done. There's no next time. It's finished. And who's to say somebody else won't join the raid and they're leveling up a character right now because they want to be that guy next year? Hardcore Andes legit have brain tumors? Well, they just don't think. Yeah, they're just not thinking.
I want to change the. I want to change the image.
The slippery slope of forgiving deaths in hardcore with the add-on appeals have always been the thing, but raid deaths have explicitly been unappealable. Suddenly this happens, and lo and behold, they're willing to forgive raid deaths. This is why
your skill has increased.
A thing for a game mode that's supposed to be hardcore. I actually disagree with this, and do you guys remember whenever I said that hardcore official servers might kill hardcore because there's no appeals? Do you remember whenever I said that? Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Or you don't even play the game? Well, the coach doesn't play the game, but he knows it better than everybody else, so here I am. Anyway, the fact is that whenever you have the appeal system, you take out that element of unfairness. And I think that if you have a hardcore version of the game, I think that you need appeals. The truth is, I think that you actually need appeals. You can't have a functional version of the game without appeals. And the idea that raid deaths should have been explicitly unappealable was stupid in the beginning. So them changing a stupid rule to not be stupid doesn't make them stupid now. It makes them stupid whenever they made the rule. They should have never done that. Similar to disconnect deaths in hardcore, you need appeals for deaths that were not in control of the player. Exactly. Can you just fuck the entire raid team on Baron Geddon? People will avoid or re-strategize those bosses. Well, on official hardcore servers, you also would have people get banned. So, let me explain. Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
So we're gonna have a chart. Okay. And I want to grief someone. Okay? This is a person that wants to grief someone. And there are 2 outcomes that can occur. All right? And outcome number 1. And here's outcome number 2. So, the question is that how do you get a person who wants to be a griefer to not be a griefer and say, never mind, this is a waste of time? It's actually not banning them. Banning them doesn't do it. Nothing is lost. Griefer banned. Sorry, this is a little bit too small.
This watch over you.
Or a little bit too, yeah, it's big. Yeah, we'll just do it right here. I just want you guys to understand how this works. Okay, so this is what happens. Do you understand? This is like banning murder, except it's allowed in large groups. You can't target grief a single person, but you're allowed to do it at large scale. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Is there anybody who can argue with this logic? Griefer is banned in both cases, though? Yeah. I don't think Griefer is Griefer being banned matters. Yeah. Can anybody beat this logic? I'm open to any argument. Logic is invalid. I'd like to explain. Okay, please explain. It doesn't work. All right. We're gonna explain. Here we go. Okay, please explain. Here we go. If a death is appealed and the Griefer is banned, they will make a new account, and they will have more to go after. What? If a death is appealed and Griefer is banned, they will make new account, and they will have more people to go after. How would they have more people? Analyzing the mind. Yeah, this is what it's called. I'll put it over here. I've typed because they can repeat on the same person and probably grief others before they get banned. I don't play hardcore WoW. Well, if you did, you'd understand why this doesn't make any sense. So why would you tell me that my logic is wrong if you don't even play the game that I'm talking about? How do you even know that my logic is wrong if you don't even play the game? It doesn't even make sense. The Griefer. So all they have to do is just spend 300 more. Hours. Big ego smart. And this is, I want you guys to understand, this is the people that think that they have an argument. These are the people that say Asmund doesn't listen to other points of view because they never can they don't even know what they're saying. Does anybody else have an argument against this? We'll read it, and we'll see what they have to say. The logic is okay. All right, let's read it. The logic is flawed since it's impossible to uphold the current Blizzard policy. A non-biased GM and system doesn't exist. If you ban everyone involved with Devil Swarm Mafia or Elemental Mafia, the lines become blurred instantly. Because it's impossible to uphold a current Blizzard policy. So basically you're saying that it's impossible to do this because Blizzard is because Blizzard is bad. Okay, well then, so what you're saying is that you're actually not saying that the logic is flawed. You're saying that it's impossible for this to happen. Because like this I think like this logic is sound. It's just that your argument is that it's not possible for it to occur in the first place. Let me try. All right, we'll get another one. Okay. All right, let me try. You're next. Blizzard too cheap to investigate appeals, and you're right. Laura, wait. T-Maxi says something else. Let me read it real quick. If you could determine who was griefing and who wasn't sure. Okay, so then yes. Okay, so then it works. Right. Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I exactly. Let's see, next. And I think that you're right, by the way. I don't think, and Blizzard knows this. Blizzard is obviously not going to do this. They're not going to make the right decision. Like, there has never been a judicial system, whether it's like League of Legends or the United States government, that is flawless. It's never existed. I don't think that the absence of perfection means that you should not try, though.
You've been examined.
Okay, I think you're forgetting about the instant reward a griefer receives just for completing the grief. That's what they live for. I disagree with this as a griefer. Because if I knew that all of my efforts would be immediately invalidated, like if I ninja looted something from somebody and I knew that they were just going to put in a ticket and then have it given back to them, then it wouldn't really matter to me because the outcome, like I don't even I don't get a desired outcome. I'm not getting what I want. Also, I don't think that they would be mad because they would know that they just got griefed. Like that's why, for example, Zaryu and these people stopped getting griefed in classic WoW. Like you notice that not that many people are trying to drag mobs on top of Zaryu anymore. Do you know why? It's because he knows he's going to get them appealed. So the effect
Your skill has increased.
is nerfed. So they don't do it. Like that's the exact point. There's no point to it because the effect goes away, and then the person who's getting griefed knows it goes away, so they don't get mad in the first place. It doesn't go down to 0, but it's nerfed. Yes, it's massively nerfed. Griefers love that first moment whenever they get the person, whether they get the character back or not, they may not even know. They love the instant maul, that's the reward. Personally, I love the idea of knowing how much time I wasted. And, like, I love the idea of knowing that I fucked somebody over in a massive way. Like, I didn't like, oh, wow, I've inconvenienced you for 5 minutes. Haha, I got you. And also, I wasn't gonna get my account punished either. Like, if I was going to lose my account to mildly inconvenience somebody for a small period of time, I would not do it. The reason why griefing happens is the same reason why anything happens. It's because the positives of it happening outweigh the negatives of it happening. So if the positive of it happening, and also like griefing, for example, let me think of a good example for this. Sitting on the arena keepers. Do you remember back in Burning Crusade, whenever Tauren druids would sit on top of the arena masters in Burning Crusade? People would sit on top of the arena masters in Burning Crusade, and they would do that over and over and over, and they would make it to where people couldn't interact with the arena master. Then, as more players learned how to target things through nameplates, this no longer became an issue. So players were able to just completely circumvent this problem, and the griefer was still able to sit on top of the arena, and it was still annoying. But it didn't really inconvenience anyone for a considerable amount of time. So the effect that it had was nerfed, and then people stopped caring. So that's a good example of it. I'll think of a few more examples. Killing quest givers is another good example. So if you kill a quest giver, and let's say you're sitting in Westfall, if the Defias messenger was way faster, and the time that it took for him to respawn was basically instantaneous, would there be a reduced or increased or neutral effect that it would have on the amount of people that were doing griefing? Because I think it would reduce the effect. Because the reason why you kill the Defias messenger whenever he gets into Moonbrook is because whenever you do that, you have subtracted 10 minutes or 15 minutes from that player's life. If he started in Moonbrook, the reward wouldn't be that big.
Your body looks
because
worn,
you're not
weary.
wasting anybody's
Rest
time.
yourself beneath our roof
So I
and allow
actually
Elune
think
to
that the
guide your
reward of
dreams.
griefing is directly proportional with the amount of time that you can waste of the other person, of the amount of the amount of the other person's time that you waste. So like if you inconvenience them for 30 minutes, it matters a lot less than if you inconvenience them for 30 hours. You see what I'm saying? I used to have, here's another example. I used to have people send me mail in WoW, and they would send me like 1,000
There are many places that you might visit in
to try to
Teldrassil.
make it to where
Tell me
like
what
my
you
mailbox
seek.
was full and I couldn't use it. Then I was able to just put
There are
them
many
on
places
ignore,
that you might
and
visit
then
in
report them for
Teldrassil.
doing it.
Tell me what
And
you
then
seek.
I don't know if their account got banned or not.
There are many
but it
places
would
that
just
you might
instantly
visit in
delete all of their
Teldrassil.
mail
Tell me what you
because they
seek.
were on ignore. And as soon as I realized that I could do this, and people saw me do this, nobody sent me mail like that anymore. It completely stopped happening. And do you know why? It's because it no longer had the power to inconvenience me for a considerable amount of time that would make that person feel like they were getting a reward out of it. So does that make sense? Let me go ahead and read this. I totally disagree. Okay, give me an example of something that used to be a huge waste of time, and now it's not a waste of time at all in WoW that was a grief, and people still do it all the time. Yeah, he did say fair enough. Alright, good talk. It's fine. Yeah, good. What if I RMT cheap accounts to grief the exact same person several times, then he quits appealing? Well, you're going to eventually run out of money, and why would you keep griefing the exact same person every single time? Yes, there's always a way to get around
There are
this.
many places that you might
But
visit
again,
in Teldrassil. Tell me what you
yes,
seek.
theoretically, if somebody is a multi-millionaire that wants to continue buying hardcore WoW accounts at level 60, like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Like, you're just making up like a fucking like a 1%, 1%, 1% thing. Like, why are we even talking about that? Like, I'm talking about something that happens like 99% of the time. Put me up, let me cook. All right, we're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna finish this, okay? Because it's fairly obvious that nobody can understand this. Okay, let's go. All right, please explain how the logic is wrong. Let's go. Let's let him cook. How does Blizzard officially verify agree? That's not part of the argument. That's not part of it. So I don't understand. Well, what does that have to do with what I said? I don't understand. Should we burn the food? I have a scenario that works. Please left stop. All right. We're gonna get you in next. Okay.
There are many places that you might visit in Teldrassil. Tell me what you
Never
seek.
mind. This is a waste of time. Only happens if an official appeal happens and they get their character back. But how do they